Welcome back to the Covet My Uniqas. Today I'm back from my brief hiatus and I need to discuss something. Frankly, very serious. And it's about Squid Kid or Ash. They were a cosplayer who was interested in all things nerdy. I'm talking about comic books, anime, video games, and she had a deep love for these characters. And so she decided to cosplay them like how any other person would. But instead of people appreciating the cosplays for what they are, which was good cosplays, they harassed her for like the color of her skin. They harassed her for her race. The thing that they can't control. And unfortunately, she couldn't take it anymore. They couldn't take it anymore. And they are no longer with us now. To me, that is very just dystopian because like these people get so comfortable with harassing people over the internet, like targeting their race just because they think that, oh no, this character is in black so they can't cosplay that. Even though they let white people cosplay Asians slide, and in fact some white people who mimic these Asian characters try to pass themselves off as Asian. Yet I rarely see the amount of smoke for them. But the moment a person like Squid Kid decides to cosplay, then it's an issue. Which I find frankly appalling because like the media, like these racist nerds try to gatekeep. It's like, and that said media is talking about like accepting people for their differences and like being against prejudice. Like they stand and they support animes like Attack on Titan or animes like One Piece. Both animes having messages about like accepting people and like fighting against oppressive systems. Yet they are the same people who are like racist, which is an oppressive system, which I find hypocritical. Like y'all, like they aren't internalizing the good messages of the media that they consume. They just consume it mindlessly. And that's so bad. Like, I feel like cosplayers are in general needed, but like ever since the passing of Squid Kid or Ash, I feel like they are especially more needed now because I feel like representation is important in all aspects, and especially in nerd spaces, because some of these black nerds are like super talented as well. In fact, I feel like black nerds were the only demographic of nerds that made nerdy stuff cool. They made anime cool. They made comic books cool. They made stuff that would otherwise be perceived as lame to be cool. Like look at Megan Thee Stallion, a artist who might be considered a traditional like person who does the baddie aesthetic, who was a traditional baddie, and she proudly proclaims her love for anime. And that is cool. And I feel like with more artists like her, they will help like normalize anime not only amongst the black community, but like other races who may be discriminated against in this space, because unfortunately the nerd space likes to gatekeep. They like to gatekeep. Like it's their culture or something, what it's ostensibly isn't. It's just media. It's just niche media that they decided to latch onto, which is fine, but like the moment you decide to like come for somebody's race, or like to be a pain in the ass, pardon my French, but to be a pain in the ass over a person's skin color not being accurate to a character, I'm just like, do you want them to bleach? Because that's what I'm thinking when they spew this rhetoric of like black people cosplaying certain characters not being accurate. And I'm just saying, like, if you want black people to be cosplaying more accurate people to their skin tone, why won't you like why won't the creators make more black people, black representation? And the thing is, some of these creators actually do. Like, take Gachi Akuta for instance. Like, the creator, Kei Hairana, GOAT, I tell you. Because she has organically woven black representation within the narrative. And they did not only make these black characters like minor side characters, like you just see like, oh, they were drawn well. They're like key figures in the story. Where this one black guy, I don't remember his name, but he was the leader of the cleaners, which are basically the good guys. And Semiyu, who is like a receptionist, but like she's powerful, a powerful receptionist. And she also like has her natural hair. It ain't long, but like she has her natural hair out. And of course, we also have like a rare instance of light-skinned black people in anime being represented also. Where we got the representation. It's good in its own way for Jabber. he's something else. But those are the three that the black community sees and knows is black, yet people within the nerdy anime community denies these three blackness, especially Jabber because of his skin tone. Despite that, race isn't only skin tone. It encompasses features and sometimes even certain cultural aspects. And Jabber, from the way he speaks and his locks, he's clearly black. And yet people were just saying, oh no, he's not black. And the gag is, they also say the same thing for Semiyu. Or like, they say the same thing for her. And she's dark-skinned black woman. And even her voice actor is presumably a black woman. Yet, nah, they just say this tired excuse of saying, oh, they aren't black, they're just tan. Mind you, they're the same people who say that black people can't cosplay certain characters. And they're also the people who say that certain artists can't like draw black edits. Can't draw black edits of pre-existing character, calling it blackwashing. Even though blackwashing is just a riff of whitewashing, which has actual historical backing and emphasis on it. So it's odd to me to see these certain racist nerds have these contradictory standards, where on the one hand they say you can't cosplay this person because they don't share your race and skin tone, but in the same breath they call the little pockets of black representation we have as not black. So it's clear that they don't want us in the space at all. Like they tried to actively push us out, like they did with Squid Kid, like they did with Ash. And unfortunately, Ash just couldn't take it. Even though they go by they, I heard, I feel like they still imposed the strong black woman archetype on her, because they expected her to like take all of these racist harassment on the chin when they couldn't. They were just like a teen, like only like 2 or 3 years older than me. They had their whole life ahead of them. They were probably like going to college even. Yet their racist words towards them was probably like their last straw. It was probably their tipping point. And it's honestly upsetting. Like, why would you expect anybody's race, the race that they belong to that's been historically targeted, to handle racism of just doing stuff they love? It's like you are just imposing the same dehumanizing standards that their ancestors has been through for over the last 100 years. I just don't get it. Like, what do you get out of being this cruel? What do you get out of this? Like, what do you get out of this legitimately? What do you get out of like being a racist to like a girl who just like to a black girl, or like a black guy, or like a black anybody who just like to cosplay their favorite character that they resonated with? Like, let me tell you, I doubt any white racist nerds are watching my channel, but like, if y'all came across this, I just have a couple words to say. That is, we are human. We enjoy the same stuff as you do. We aren't a different species. We aren't aliens. We aren't Martians. We aren't descendants of Yakub or something. Or what, or something like that. We are people, and like people, we like anime. We like manga, we like films, we like everything. We aren't just the stereotypes that your people wrongfully gave us. And if you're like so upset of us like quote unquote encroaching on our spaces, no need. We are already making our own. We are already making our own. Black girl gamers, but turns out you didn't like that either. Saying it's segregation. Y'all said that was segregation. Even though y'all were the same ones who tried to push people like Ash, as well as others, out of your spaces. So which one is it? Which one is it? Pick. Do you either want us to be in your spaces just so we could suffer racism and nitpick us? Or we create our own spaces that you get upset that y'all aren't included, despite the facts that not all, but some of y'all's behavior is so appalling that we don't want to be associated with you. All I'm saying is, to the nerd community, or to any like alternative community, if y'all aren't like a crazy, to the people who aren't like cruel, if y'all see like a black person in your space, just watch out for them. don't be like a performative like my chocolate sister, but like just like watch out for them and like keep them in the back of your mind and look out for them just in case they've been experiencing racism, and maybe reach out to them and say, hey, you okay? You good? Because you never know if another incident like Ashes might come again. And heavens knows, we don't want to risk that again. We don't want to risk another black life. We don't want to risk another young black life being like thrown away just because of a few pathetic racists on the internet who can't control their freaking words. So, in conclusion, just keep black people in mind with nerd spaces. Just remember that we too like to nerd out. We too are geeked. Yeah. Bye. And after this, I'll have a more lighthearted video, but yeah, bye.